you were to go into like a really ritzy spa, like a hotel spa. That's what it is. It's like a hotel spa. Okay, let's see here. Oh. I couldn't find my matches because my cup of coffee was on top of it. I do have a Christmas mug here. And I actually have pumpkin spice creamer in my coffee though, so I'm like blending all the seasons. But I did decorate for Christmas this week. I know it is still November, but I am not hosting Thanksgiving at my house. And Christmas decorations are so cozy, and they bring me so much joy. So I love to decorate a little early if I can. We do not get our Christmas tree up until after Thanksgiving though, because we do get a real tree, and it'll die if we get it too early. So we have that beautiful glow that we can have in the background here. Just going to have a quick sip of coffee before we chat. Actually, I may hold on to this for a minute and just warm my hands up. So I can tell you a little bit. My tummy is making a lot of noise today. I'll try to edit it out, but you may be hearing some rumbling. My gosh, I'm not hungry. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about my week. We had a pretty good week. Let's see some of the highlights where we celebrated my brother-in-law's 50th birthday. So that's a big one. We surprised him. Oh my gosh. We surprised him with a dinner out. Well, his wife planned it. So we all met at this like really nice Chinese food restaurant. And there was, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think there was like 5 couples. So we all met there, and then he showed up, and we said surprise, and it was on his actual birthday, which was like a Tuesday night. So the place was like completely dead, and it's a pretty big restaurant, but it was fun. And he was probably like, why on earth are we going to this random, I mean, he probably knew it was his birthday. It's his 50th. That's kind of a big deal, but he's the best. He's like my partner in crime as far as like in-laws go. He's always been like my go-to whenever I need help with something, help with the kids. He's like the person I can contact for anything. So yeah, I love my brother-in-law so much. We spent a lot of time together, and it was fun to celebrate him. So that was fun, and the dinner was really good. I even had 2 Mai Tais, which, if you know me, I don't like not drink. Like I do, obviously, but I don't drink much or often at all. But I did 2 Mai Tais, and they were really good. I did sleep terribly, which I knew was going to happen when I had them. But I always have to figure out, like, is it worth it to have them, to have a drink, because I know even one is going to destroy my sleep. And so that's like my main reason for not really drinking. Is it's probably my only reason, is it just absolutely destroys my sleep, and so it's not worth it most of the time. But I did have 2 Mai Tais. They were really good, and we also got like just a bunch of dishes to share. We got the scallion pancakes, wings, General Tso's. I think there was like beef and broccoli, maybe. Was it amazing chicken with like vegetables and stuff? last I mentioned, she was in playoffs for volleyball, her high school varsity team, and they had their second playoff game, and unfortunately they did not win. And it's single elimination, so they are out of the running at this point. Her season is over. They played amazing. They had a great season. She was, obviously the girls were disappointed when they lost, but I think they're overall really proud of how far they went and how well they did. So, that's, it was too bad, but I'm super proud of them, and we get to celebrate them at a banquet this weekend, and I'm really excited to celebrate them and their coaches, and they have a great team, great season, great community, so I'm excited to celebrate them. I'm actually in charge of collecting for gifts, for coaches' gifts again. I just made myself in charge of that because I wanted to make sure that we were able to properly show our appreciation for their coaches. And people are being very generous, so I'm very excited for the girls to be able to give their coaches their gifts from them as a team. I also, this week, my kids had Tuesday off from school, and so because they didn't have school, I had asked my oldest daughter, who is a junior in high school, I had asked her several weeks ago, I said, do you want to plan a college visit? Do you want to go visit, like, tour campus since you don't have school that day? And so we did. We planned a tour. It was like 2 hours from home, and at 9:30 in the morning, so we were like up and out the door early. It was against traffic, which was good, so we didn't like hit traffic or anything. But we did a college tour. It went great. It was a big school, and I think she liked it. Well, she said she liked it. I feel like she's very amenable to things. Like she'll probably be happy anywhere she goes. She's a pretty good, like, go with the flow kind of kid. But she seemed to really like it. She loved the academics that were offered. We ate lunch there, so we had like a really good meal. The food was good. The athletics that were offered, lots of student involvement in things, the student life or whatever, that seemed to be, really great. So I think overall she really liked it as a school. She didn't seem deterred by the size of it. I kept thinking like, oh man, in the middle of winter it's going to be a long trek to get from your dorm to your classes, but I guess you just bundle up and that's just part of the fun. You're young and it's okay. They did have like trolleys and things that take you from place to place as well if you needed it, but a lot of the students we talked to said that they just walked. So anyway, that was fun. That was pretty fun. One thing that I gathered while we were there was we had lunch, like I mentioned, at the dining hall. The dining hall was amazing. It was huge, and it had literally every single cuisine you could possibly want. They had Asian inspired food. They had sushi. They had Mexican, like a burrito bar. They had a pizza parlor. They had breakfast for dinner. They had, or for lunch, they had sandwich bar, salad bar, soups, chicken tenders and fries. They had burgers, a grill. They had everything. And it was so good. What did I eat? Oh, I had a tomato bisque and a salad, which is like so boring, I know. Oh, and I had tuna. They had like a salad bar. I love a good salad bar. They had an amazing salad bar. And the tuna actually looked really good, so I made myself like a tuna salad and had tomato bisque. And then we split some fries, and then there was like cookies and brownies, and we tried all the desserts. And then afterwards, after lunch, I was like, I get kind of cold after I eat lunch for some reason, and they had this incredible coffee bar there with like all of the coffee drinks you could ever want. But one of the things they had was a nice tea selection, this beautiful tea selection, and so I made myself a tea, and it was a chamomile citrus tea by Mighty Leaf. It's right here because I loved it so much that I was like, I Choose flowers and fruits from farmers as particular as we are. Keep leaves whole, avoiding dust and fannings, so no nuance gets lost artfully, so we share with you exactly what we mean to. The soothing chamomile flowers and subtle slices of citrus rejuvenate the spirit with their intoxicating aromas and sweet flavors. In this there are orange peels, rosehip, chamomile flower, lemongrass, lemon myrtle, hibiscus flower, spearmint leaf, and orange petal. And let me show you how beautiful I haven't opened this one yet. I wonder if I can show you how beautiful the bags are too. So that they come in these little plastic wraps, but I'll go ahead and open this. But it's like this beautiful mesh satin bag. I don't know, what is that material? Does it say here? Place tea pouch. Pour 12 ounces of boiling water. Let it steep for 5 to 6 minutes. Savor and enjoy. Deepen the relaxation chamomile citrus tea brings by giving your eyes a rest. After steeping, let the pouches cool. We recommend putting in a 40-degree refrigerator for 1 hour. Squeeze, then place over your eyes. Oh, more tips are at madyleaf.com. So that's interesting. You can use these as little eye masks. But look how beautiful that is. Like, look at those big pieces of rosehip and chamomile flower and orange peel. It is so flavorful and delicious and smooth. It just has the most smooth flavor. And I just think these are so nicely made. This fabric bag. And the other thing I like about it is that it's all stitched. Sometimes I worry if I want to reheat my tea. You can't put the bag in the microwave because of the tiny little staple at the top. But this just seems like such a good quality tea. So I have been enjoying this, and I thought I'd share. I'll drink that one later after my coffee. I'm usually good for a cup of tea after lunch, and usually again in the evenings. I usually do two different kinds, but so anyway, that was like one of my favorite parts of the college tour was the tea. Let's see here, what else? Okay, so what else? Oh, my blanket. I finished my blanket. Let me show it to you. It's pretty big. Hold on, let me move this back. Come on, girl. Okay, it's pretty big. Hold on. I'll try to show you all of it, but okay. Isn't that fun? I love it so much. So these are basically like giant granny squares, each square. So like it's a different pattern than my sweater. For example, my sweater that I made had it was more of like a daisy or a sunburst pattern where it was round, and these are all like squares, and they're big squares. So I made 20 squares. I did 4 across and then 5 down, and it was so fun because then you get to just like pick all the different colors. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to any of these. But it was so fun to make like a big colorful blanket. And then I used the Sasser House tutorial. I just followed her tutorial, which is not a pattern. It's just like a YouTube video. It's pretty straightforward though. Like I didn't really need her assistance too much because it's just like a 10-row granny square. You do 20 of those or however many you want, however big you want hers was flat, I decided I wanted to make a scalloped edge for mine. Here, let me see if I can show you. So can you see how I have like a scalloped edge on the trim of my blanket? I think it came out really cute. And it's so colorful and fun, and it's warm and cozy and heavy. So I actually should put it on my lap right now. I can put it on my lap and we can still enjoy it from back here too, because it's so big. And you actually I just did an invisible stitch to stitch them together, but you could do the trim color, like the white. You could do that. Where is it? You could do like a white in between each square if you wanted. You could do anything you wanted once you kind of know what you're doing. So anyway, I finished this blanket. So the only work in progress that I have going right now is my brown blanket, which I have been just trucking away on that. And I told myself I wasn't allowed to start anything else until I finished that blanket. So I am almost done with that. I probably have a quarter of the way more to go, but that doesn't have a trim or anything. So once I'm done crocheting it, it'll just be done, and I'll show it to you. It is a blanket that I plan to just keep in our living room on the couch or chair as decor, or to just throw on when we need an extra blanket or something. So I actually will probably put it away until after the holidays, because right now I have all of my Christmas blankets out and stuff. I did go and buy the yarn for my holiday projects that I will be working on as soon as I'm done with my brown blanket. I was going to get the loops and thread impeccable yarn, which I talked about in my favorites video, because I do absolutely love it, but it was the entire yarn section at Michael's was ransacked. There was nothing left, so I couldn't even get enough skeins of each of the colors that I wanted in that particular yarn. So I ended up getting, and I've never used this before, and now I have a lot of it, so I hope it's good. But I ended up getting the Lion brand Pound of Love. So these are giant skeins of yarn, but I wanted a red, a pink, 2 shades of green, and a cream color, and I was having a difficult time finding the appropriate shade of red and green that I wanted in one brand of yarn. So I did find it in this brand, but the amount, a pound of yarn is quite a lot. So I actually turned the giant skein of yarn into cakes with my little yarn spinner. So each one of these gave me 4 cakes of yarn, and usually a skein of yarn is gives me 1 cake. So a cake is when it's a little cake shape instead of the oval shape. So anyway, I have plenty of holiday colors to work with, and I should have enough to make my blanket, and then also maybe do some of the headbands and other fun things, some ornaments. I'm not even sure yet what I'm going to do for ornaments, but I should have plenty, and I do like the colors. They weren't I didn't want super, actually I think the red I got is called cherry red, but it is a little bit more of a deeper red rather than a bright red, and I didn't want a bright green. I wanted more of a darker green and then a sageier green. So anyway, and what I'm going to do for my blanket, I decided, this is just a blanket for us to have at home, is I'm going to make one giant granny square blanket. So essentially picture this square here. I'm going to start it exactly the same, and I'm going to do white, red, green, white, red, green, or pink, or whatever I decide to do for the colors. And I'm just going to keep going, and it's going to keep going beyond this, and then it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's a giant blanket. So change up the colors a little bit, but it's just a simple double crochet basically the entire time. So pretty easy to do if I'm multitasking. So anyway, I did get the yarn for those projects this week, and I'm excited to start on that. Let's see, what else did we do? On Friday, my oldest daughter had a bunch of her friends over. Was that on Saturday? No, that was Monday. I can't remember anything. My youngest daughter has started basketball, so she had basketball practice on Friday night, and then I don't think she had a sleepover or anything. I can't remember. But anyway, we were home. And then on Sunday, I can't remember Saturday. I think Saturday was pretty chill. This was a very quiet weekend because we're in between sports right now. My youngest daughter has started basketball, but other than that, we're in between sports, which is nice. So no games or anything on the weekends. On Sunday, we had a really fun day. On Sunday, we had a really fun Sunday. We had a fun day Sunday. There was a football game and F1 racing. So my husband, being the social butterfly that he is, invited like a ton of people over, and it was really nice. We had just lots of friends, lots of family came over, watched the football game, everybody brought food. I made a really good turkey chili, not a turkey chili, excuse me, a chicken chili, but like a red chicken chili, not a white chicken chili. I feel like people, when I hear of chicken chili, it's usually white for some reason, but this was a red chicken chili, and it was so good. I made it in a crock pot, so it was really easy too. And, let's see, what else did we do? I even like hung out and watched the racing, which I like never do, but had a glass of wine, chit-chatted. All the teenagers were over. They slept over, I think, both nights. All of my oldest daughter and her friends, they're here all the time, but they slept over, and then they hung out all day too, which was nice for all of the football and whatnot. And then we all hung out, me and the girls, we all hung out up in my craft room up here, and they did a puzzle. They did my fall puzzle, which I had out all fall to work on, and I never got around to it. And I was like, we have to do this puzzle because I'm going to bring out the Christmas puzzle soon, and I want to make sure we do this puzzle. So they puzzled, and I did some crocheting, and we all just like yep, which was so fun. I think that's just about it. I am thinking about signing up for a 5K, actually 2 5Ks. However, they're like next weekend and like Thanksgiving. So one of them is just like a fun run. It's a fundraiser or like a student organized 5K that a local group is organizing. My daughter is running it, and so I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll run it too. Obviously, I'm not gonna like be racing, but it would be fun to just do the 5K. I mean, is that even fun? I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've done a 5K. I mean, I can run 5 kilometers easily, but I haven't done it in like race form. And then I was thinking it might be fun to do a turkey trot, because my oldest daughter, she said she would do one with me, and it's always like, it's kind of a slog to get out there and be like, all right, we gotta go. It's cold and early, but there's just something so like festive and fun about it. So I may get out there and do a turkey trot. So I guess check back with me next week, and I'll let you know if I ended up doing the fun run. But that's just something that's been on my mind. Just try something different. My coffee's kind of cold. Makes me sad. But, yeah, that was pretty much our week and our weekend. It was overall pretty good. No big complaints. Okay, why don't we do a I've definitely not had this card before. Okay. If you were a DJ, what would your DJ name be? What would my DJ name be? I feel like I wouldn't be a very good DJ. You know who I would love to be like is Delilah. Remember, she's still on the radio actually. Many of you may not know who I'm talking about. I think it was called like Delilah in the morning, or she's a radio host. A DJ, is that a DJ? Or is a DJ just like somebody who plays like music in a club or something? Or for like a wedding or something, I don't know. But I would like to be the kind of DJ that Delilah is, because she takes requests and she tells like beautiful stories about people, and she's like the most calming and soothing voice, and then she plays like songs, and then I don't know, she's just like this soothing presence. So I would want to be a DJ like that, and my DJ name would be like Cozy Gold. There, done. Cozy Gold is my DJ name, because it would make sense, because I would be like a DJ like Delilah, not a DJ like a once. Okay, how would your best friend describe you? Depends on which best friend probably, but I'm going to go with my friend Kate. I'm wondering, how would she describe me? She would probably describe me as I think she thinks I'm like pretty chill and calm, at least as far as like like parenting and things like that, like just dealing with people in general. I think she would say that I'm pretty like easygoing. It's funny, like in some ways I really am, but in some ways I'm not. Like I have a lot of anxiety and worry, but at the same time I'm like pretty like I tend to be like I've always just had the mindset of like, they're just kids and they're gonna do kid things, and you can't like blame them for that. And so I never really get like mad at them. I more am like, okay, well that wasn't a great choice, because now we're dealing with this situation, and then we like, deal with it. But anyway, I think she would probably say that I'm like pretty calm, pretty creative. I think that she would describe me as patient. She probably would have some other things that are like less positive, because she knows my positive attributes and my less positive attributes as well. Let's see, what would she say for? I think that she would probably, she would probably never say this to me, but I think she would say that, because it's true, is I tend to let people like, I can be a little bit, not a pushover, but like kind of a pushover. She probably would, she's like so nice, she would never say that to me, but she probably sees it because she sees me for who I really am. And what else? I don't know. She's the best though. I love her so much. So she would only say nice things about me, I'm sure. Okay, let's see. The next question on this card is, we always get to this point and I need to straighten my legs out because I have a tendency to sit crisscross applesauce all the time, and I shouldn't. So let me just straighten that leg. There we go. Okay, let's see. What makes you angry? What makes you angry? Unfairness and injustice makes me angry. Putting my children or any children in danger, or not putting like their best interest first, that makes me angry. I think that people being mean and hurtful, or doing things that could potentially cause harm to others. I haven't gotten angry too many times, but like one time, for example, I can tell you about a time I got really angry. We were, I think I might have mentioned this before, but my kids were surfing on our boat, off of our boat, surfing or skiing or something like that, but they were doing a water sport off of the back of the boat, and some kid was on a jet ski. 2 kids were on jet skis, and they were jumping in the waves in the wake that our boats left behind us, which is fine for people to do when they're far away from the boat, but they were riding so close to our boat that if one of the kids or whomever was surfing or skiing or doing whatever water sport fell, they could potentially run them over. And so we kept stopping the boat and waiting for them to go away, and then I was waving them away, and this kid just like kept doing it. And so finally I called him over. He was just stupid, like he just didn't understand. Over, and I laid into him. I was mad because we gave him so many opportunities to like not do that, and then he just like was insistent on riding on those waves right behind our boat. And so finally I just yelled at him, and I got really mad because he was getting dangerously close to our riders who would fall often. So that was a time I got really angry. So seeing my loved ones in danger, like because of someone else, that makes me really angry. So there's that. I need more blanket on my legs. I'm cold. Okay. Which song is guaranteed to cheer you up? Which song is guaranteed to cheer me up? Let me think here. What's a good bop? A good bop. Well, I haven't started really listening to Christmas music, but the Canon Indie Christmas song always brings me such a sense of like love and warmth, because Canon Indie is what I walk down to the like wedding aisle to get married, and so it reminds me of that, and it's like this beautiful Christmas song, and so I would say that it cheers me up, it brings me joy. Who is your celebrity lookalike? Your celebrity lookalike? I don't think I have a celebrity lookalike. Maybe I have had this question before, because I remember telling people when I first started my YouTube channel, I haven't gotten this in a long time, but when I first started my YouTube channel, a lot of people said I looked like Meghan Markle, which was very interesting. I never in real life get that, and I don't see it, but that's one person that somebody said, but I don't think I really have a celebrity lookalike. Okay, and what is your favorite game to play? My favorite game to play, probably pickleball. But if we're talking board games, I like Racco. Racco is like a really fast, easy game to play, and I like it because you can sort of like play in chat, and it goes quickly, and it's not like something like Monopoly where you like are committing hours to the game. So I like Racco. But I think we will just do one question card today. If you want to answer